On Christmas Eve in 1945, a family home suddenly burst into flames. 5 children were trapped inside. At least, that's what everyone believed. But when the fire was finally extinguished, investigators discovered something impossible. There were no bodies, no bones, no human remains at all. And that was only the beginning. Because over the next few years, the family uncovered terrifying clues suggesting the children may never have died in the fire. A cut phone line, a missing ladder, witnesses claiming they saw the children alive, and one mysterious photograph that changed everything. This is the disturbing mystery of the Sodder children. The Sodder family lived in Fayetteville, West Virginia. George and Jenny Sodder had 10 children. They were known as a hard-working family, friendly, religious, normal, and on Christmas Eve, their home was filled with excitement. The younger children played with new toys. The older kids stayed awake longer than usual. Everything felt peaceful, safe. But sometime after 10 p.m., George and Jenny went upstairs to sleep. Several children stayed downstairs, and just after midnight, the phone rang. Jenny answered. A woman's voice asked for someone she didn't recognize. In the background, she heard laughter, music, glasses clinking. It sounded like a party. The woman suddenly apologized and hung up. It was strange, but not terrifying. Not yet. Before going back to bed, Jenny noticed something unusual. The downstairs lights were still on. The curtains remained open. She assumed the children forgot to close everything, so she went back upstairs and fell asleep. 30 minutes later, she woke up to the smell of smoke. Fire was spreading through the house. Fast, too fast. George and Jenny rushed to wake the family. Chaos exploded everywhere. Smoke filled the rooms. Children screamed. Some escaped through the front door, but 5 children were still upstairs. Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty. George tried reaching them, but flames blocked the staircase, so he ran outside. He planned to climb onto the roof using the ladder he always kept beside the house. Except the ladder was gone. And then things became even stranger. George tried using one of his trucks to reach the upstairs windows, but the engine wouldn't start. So he tried the second truck. It also failed. Both vehicles had worked perfectly the previous day. Now suddenly, both were dead. The fire continued swallowing the house. The family could only watch helplessly. Neighbors arrived, but nobody could get inside. And then, the roof collapsed. The 5 children were presumed dead. But what investigators found the next morning would turn the tragedy into one of America's strangest unsolved mysteries. By morning, the Sodder home was reduced to ashes. The local fire department searched the ruins and quickly reached a conclusion. The children died in the fire. Case closed, but there was one major problem. Investigators couldn't find the bodies. No skulls, no bones, nothing. And according to later experts, normal house fires usually do not burn hot enough to completely destroy human remains, especially not 5 bodies. George Sodder immediately sensed something was wrong. He refused to believe his children simply vanished into ashes. Then another disturbing discovery was made. The home's phone line had not burned in the fire. It had been cut. Someone had intentionally severed it before the fire even began. And suddenly, the tragedy no longer looked accidental. But this was only the beginning, because witnesses soon started coming forward. and their stories were terrifying. One witness claimed they saw a man near the Sodder house shortly before the fire. Another reported seeing someone tampering with the family's vehicles. Then came the most chilling testimony of all. A woman claimed she saw the missing children alive after the fire. She said they were traveling in a car with several adults. Another witness claimed the children stopped at a roadside hotel shortly after Christmas, and, according to the witness, the children appeared frightened. Years later, another shocking clue arrived. The Sodder family received a mysterious photograph in the mail. The picture showed a young man who strongly resembled one of the missing boys. On the back of the photo was a cryptic message. The family became obsessed. Jenny Sodder believed it was proof her children survived. She refused to stop searching. For years, the family placed giant billboards along highways asking for information. They hired private investigators, followed leads, tracked rumors. But every answer only created more questions. And some people believed they already knew why the family had been targeted. George Sodder had enemies. Years before the fire, George openly criticized Benito Mussolini, the Italian dictator. At the time, those political opinions caused serious tension inside parts of the Italian immigrant community, and according to some reports, George received threats. One man allegedly warned him that his house would one day go up in flames. At first, George ignored the threats, but after the fire, everything felt different. The missing ladder, the dead trucks, the cut phone line, the sightings, the photograph. Some investigators began considering a horrifying possibility. What if the fire was only a distraction? What if someone intentionally created chaos so the children could be taken? But if that happened, why? Kidnapping, revenge, human trafficking? Nobody knows. And despite decades of investigation, no theory has ever fully explained the case. But there's one detail that still disturbs people today. Years after the fire, bone fragments were finally discovered at the site. But later analysis suggested something strange. The bones may not have even been there during the original fire. Some believed they had been planted. And if that's true, someone may have desperately wanted the case closed. Forever, the Sodder children were officially declared dead, but the family never accepted it. Jenny Sodder wore black for the rest of her life, waiting, hoping, believing her children were still alive somewhere. And decades later, people are still haunted by the same impossible questions. Why were there no bodies? Why was the phone line cut? Who removed the ladder? Why did both trucks suddenly fail? Who sent the mysterious photograph? And why did multiple witnesses claim the children survived? Nearly 80 years have passed. Most of the people connected to the case are gone, but the mystery remains unsolved. Some believe the children died that night. Others believe they were kidnapped and raised under different identities. And perhaps the most disturbing part of all is that we may never know the truth, because sometimes the darkest mysteries aren't the ones with monsters. They're the ones involving real people, real disappearances, and answers buried somewhere in the past. What do you think happened to the Sodder children? Did they die in the fire, or were they taken that night? Leave your theory in the comments. And if you enjoy dark mysteries, disappearances, and disturbing true stories, subscribe to Dark Past, because some mysteries never die.